Excited to find out about how we can discover all that money that just keeps leaking out of our business. I wish I would start in a position where I could have money leaking out of my business. How are you going, Sandra?
I'm good, Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Now, Sandra Price of Tradie Bookkeeping Solutions, you do work predominantly for tradies, but I know as a fact you do work for other non-tradie people, because I am one of those non-tradie people that you help out.
We do have some other, really good-looking clients. Yes, we do. So our niche is tradies, but we do have quite a variety of clients that we work with.
I asked for a tool belt for my birthday, but I didn't get it. Anyway, today let's get on to what we're going to talk about. We're going to give 7 different ways that you can find money that may be accidentally leaking from your business, which is pretty, very, very cool. Now, Sandra, how long have you been bookkeeping for?
Well, in my own business, we are coming up to 8 years now, but I have been bookkeeping in some way, shape or form for a few decades.
In fact, you were doing it for the family business, I know, when you were just a teenager, which let's say that was all of 22 years ago when you were a teenager.
Yeah, okay, let's go with that. No, actually, it was probably started when I was younger than a teenager. I did start by harassing my mother to let me help her do with the farm books, but it was more things, when I was little, like writing checks and addressing the envelopes, and I just wanted to get in there and see what was going on.
Now, there's a blast from the past, writing checks. I wonder if anyone actually does that anymore. But let's get into it. So we've got 7 different things that we're going to do. We're going to talk about a whole different way that you can go systematically about doing that. Yeah. So Facebook user, hey all, we don't get to see who's actually putting comments, but hi and thanks for commenting. We do love that. So Sandra, what's the very first thing that we need to do?
So the first thing, which generally has the most impact, is to look at your subscriptions. Look for. Sorry, Kevin.
Isn't it really funny? There are these things that just kind of creep in that you always forget to unsubscribe. It's like that gym membership, hey?
Oh yeah, the one that just keeps coming out of your account, and you think, I'll get to that. Well, today's the day to get to that. We quite often sign up to trials and then it rolls over onto a paid subscription, and it may not be something that you're using. Now, by all means, we're not saying that you need to get rid of all your subscriptions, because if something is helping you make money, you need to keep it.
PSB subscription.
Absolutely. It just made me money, so, do that one.
Fantastic. Now, one thing I want to point out about subscriptions, so often with all the different little additions that you get within a lot of different subscriptions, sometimes we don't even know about the different things that we get, and we end up buying things for stuff that we've already got.
Absolutely. I had one particular client that we were going through and we looked at, and I said, look, why are you paying 2 Adobe subscriptions? As far as I was aware, there was only one that was needed. And it turns out that for 2.5 years, he'd been charged for an additional subscription. So he went back and was actually able to reclaim some of that money from them.
I'm really shocked that a software company would do that. So 2,
it has something to do with the bank as well.
That's it. So point 2 is going further on that expense line and the expenses side of things and actually looking for more.
Absolutely. So then we move into just reviewing your general expenses. So it could be as simple as running your profit and loss and just looking at, all the charges that are coming up, all the different categories, and go, okay, can I have a look in here? Telephone, can I renegotiate a better deal? Do I really need all that data? And just going through and looking at your spending habits and just seeing where the money's creeping, where you're spending the most. I know I have a stationary habit. I should have my face plastered at Officeworks. Do not sell to this woman.
Well, in fact, if you went to Kevin from Office Heaven, he'd drop out to your house.
He would.
And it'd be 10% cheaper than Officeworks.
See, look, I've just saved 10% straight away.
There you go.
Beautiful.
He'll drop off he drops off a box of paper for us. Like it's $22 or something for the box of paper, and he'll actually deliver it to our house. Absolutely unbelievable.
He
We'll talk
awesome.
about
He
Kevin
delivered.
Fox another day.
Sorry.
What's that? We'll talk about Kevin Fox.
Yes, Kevin. So he actually delivered to me in the middle of a thunderstorm a brand new scanner, which is, which way am I going? Right over my other shoulder in the middle of a thunderstorm.
There you go. Fortunately, you didn't get waterlogged. Now, so reviewing your expenses, look at all the different lines, because so often we just get used to paying different things, insurances and stuff like that. Check your insurances so you're not double dipping on insurances and that sort of stuff. And
absolutely, but there also may be other ways. Thing is that, you know, maybe you're paying your insurance up front over a 12-month period. Have a look and see, is it work for your cash flow to maybe do it a monthly direct debit? You know, there are different options and ways and things that you can do that will help your monthly cash flow.
I even did that with my Rego now. You can do it with your Rego. Interesting stuff. 3, what's point 3?
Doing a supplier review and taking advantage of trade accounts. So you have places like Bunnings that offer trade accounts. Now, they're on a 30-day end of month account. So you could purchase something on the 1st of November, but you wouldn't actually have to pay for that until the end of December. So that frees up nearly 2 months worth of cash flow. So that can be a really clever way to actually, you know, to take advantage of these. But also look at your other suppliers and see, do you buy a lot of materials from one particular supplier? Ask them for a discount. Well, what's the worst they can do? Say no?
There was one particular client I had that was a tradie, and we suggested doing that. He said, but I already get a trade discount. I said, look, just tell them how much you're going to buy next year. So you need to go to your clients to that. He saved, he was helping build 500, 200 houses a year, and he saved $500 a house, right? He was able to go out and hire a new tradie with the money he saved, which helped him. And his struggle was he couldn't get off the tools. Here was how he got off the tools, is simply by doing one of these.
One phone call, one supplier. So it's well worth spending the time.
A little bit more than one phone call, but yes, that's the point of what we're saying. So point number 4.
Okay, so invoice often and invoice accurately. People can't pay you if you don't invoice. So if you need your cash flow coming in regularly, then you need to invoice regularly. If you have clients or people set up that are on a set fee per month, have that set invoice automatically set up in your software, so it will just go out without you actually having to do it. And set aside time, if it's once a week, Friday morning, Monday morning, and sit down and do all your invoicing and get it out. You know, if you need to, and to make sure that it's actually accurate and it's going to the right person, you've got the right details. You know, all of those things can cause delays in getting those invoices paid.
The right legal entity and all that sort of stuff. We talked to Dynamic Collections and Deb Salter the other day, and hey, that was a little bit scary. But yeah, and have automated, you know, follow-ups. Hey, you know, your invoice is now 7 days ago and all that sort of stuff. We're all a bit scared of doing, well, not, I won't say we all are, but I know that I've been a bit scared of doing that sort of stuff in the past. But it's a great way to actually get your clients to pay. And the earlier they pay, the more improved your cash flow is, obviously.
They also value your services too.
And speaking about getting paid,
make it easy. Make sure your bank details are on your invoices. Have a payment gateway attached. You know, there are so many different options now for online payment gateways, like, you know, IntegraPay, Stripe, Square. You know, there's so many different ones out there. Make it easy. If you have clients that are on a regular fee per month or agreement like that, set up an auto pay. That way you don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry about it. They know when the money's coming out. You know when it's coming into your bank. You know, it just takes out that awkward conversation when they haven't paid the bill, and that kind of gets in the way of you actually performing the work or the services for them. But just make it easy. I
And
don't
it's
know how many times I find it frustrating just trying to find, contact details on an invoice or bank details. And it's like, oh, really? You want me to pay you now? I've got to chase you up for the details to do it.
Absolutely. And occasionally people won't, even on the auto pay, things will go wrong and everything else. Just reach out and go, hey, are you okay? I noticed the auto pay didn't go through. Is anything wrong? What's happening?
It's just have a conversation.
Nice at that stage. After we've looked at all of our subscriptions and expenses, we've done our trade accounts, we're invoicing regularly and getting paid regularly, surely there's nothing else we can do.
Kevin. But wait, there's more.
Steak
There's
knives?
no steak knives. Cash flow forecasting. It's quite often brings fear into the eyes of business owners, but it doesn't have to be. A simple cash flow forecast will help you track the money coming in and coming out. You can start to see the flows of your cash flow cycle, and it helps you plan ahead. You should at least have it 3 months in advance. And that's just a matter of sitting down, looking at your reports and filling in the details, and then just keep updating it as you go.
A really important point in relation to the whole cash flow forecasting is having a budget.
A couple of minutes a day. That's right. It helps you with budgeting as well.
Sorry, you froze up there for a second, so I just jumped in.
What he said.
That's okay. Hopefully it wasn't just on my computer and I haven't just spoken right over the top of you, but maybe I did. So the other thing is budgeting. Make sure that you do have a budget in place and know what you've done all this analysis and review. This should help you set up what your next 12 months is going to be like.
You've got to give your money a purpose. If you don't give your money a purpose, then you'll find it will be flying out the door on frivolous stuff. And you look at it at the end of the day and go, where did all that money go? What did I spend it on? If you give your money a purpose, you will find that your cash flow will follow.
Fantastic. Now, you've actually written blogs on all of this sort of stuff. You've got in your business portal. We're going to share that across into here so that you can do that. In fact, you're even going to give people a quick 15-minute consultation if they would like to find out and do a one-on-one with you to, hey, where can I go?
Absolutely. So there's a link at the bottom of the blog where you can click in and book a 15-minute call, and we can just go over a few points and help you, find some money in your business without, having to look too far.
Fantastic. Look, thanks very much for your time today. I really appreciate it, Sandra. We've gone way over 5 minutes.
Sorry.
My bad. Yeah, my bad. So, look, thanks very much for coming on. Really looking forward to chatting further with you about this. And I know that you've got a webinar coming up that's going to help people actually be far more profitable in their business. I'm really looking forward to that particular webinar. So I'll catch you very soon. Thanks, Sandra.
Bye, everyone.